Alright, everyone, welcome to the aftermath of Ju-On, the Grudge game on the Wii. Now, before we talk about the game, if you're new here to the Aftermath series, this is a part 2 to the game review that I did on this actual game. So if you didn't watch the review, which is the video before this one, I would stop this video, go watch that, and watch this video. Now if you've played this game, you've seen the review or whatever, and you just want me to hear me rant basically about the game, then welcome, and let's get into it. I think it goes without saying, anyone that would be crazy enough to buy a game based off of the very, very good film from, I think the year 2000, The Grudge, or Ju-On. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Someone will correct me in the comment section, I'm sure, or already has about a billion times. But if you are crazy enough to buy this game based off this movie, then you already know that this game doesn't hold up anywhere to this movie. That being said, that game also, something that I really want to point out that blows me away about this game is that you go online to see how much this game cost. This game set me back about the price of a brand new video game today. And you look at the price of the game today, as of today, the recording of this video, which is April 27th, 2022, and the game is over $100 now. Over $100 for a game that should be only $5. $5 or under. So if you ever wanted to get your hands on this game, I don't know why you would want to get your hands on this game, but if you did, it should be on Steam, hopefully. If it's not, then oh well. But never pay more than $5 for this game. It's not worth it. Now, the original Grudge film I saw back in high school, I think when I was a freshman in high school, immediately fell in love with it. And then I went on to watch the American version that had, I think Sarah, whoever was Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I always forget her name. But, terrible movie. But I will say that the American version of that film is still better than that fucking Wii game. So, let's get if you've watched the movies, you know. The Grudge curse is something that no one in the films gets away from. Everybody's gonna die, no matter what. Doesn't matter how bad you are, how good you are, how well you can hide. No matter how long of time span goes through, you're still gonna die in the end. The Grudge curse is still gonna get you. And it shows, I think, at the end of this movie. A lot of people were confused by the ending of this film, of what the ending meant. Obviously, the empty streets, the empty city, shows that everyone eventually gets consumed by this curse. It's a little extreme because, I mean, how many people in reality is gonna be going to the same house and getting cursed by the same ghost over and over and over and over and over again until friggin' Japan's completely empty? I don't know, but we all know that's what happens in the games. You get in contact with the Grudge curse, you're gonna die. So this game, the whole plot, very confusing. Doesn't make any sense. This family, the Yamada family, moves into the Sakai house and establishes a whole life there without having anything go wrong. They have their own jobs, they're going to school, the mother is in a coma for some reason, never explained ever once, and yet they never get bothered by Kayako or Toshio. So it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The Grudge curse attacks the family and starts killing them all in one night because the daughter Erica decides to let her dog run into an abandoned factory that she's just randomly walking by, I don't know, on her way home or whatever. But the dog runs in and she goes in after it, and all of a sudden Toshio's there and she's being haunted by Kayako now. Having no idea. As far as this game lets you know, as the player, has no idea what these ghosts are. Another thing about the setting, I said in the review, all of the game setting is like shovelware crap that you would have seen in the early 2000s for your generic horror games. You saw them all the time on Xbox 360 when they had the indie developer, what was it called? Xbox Arcade or something like that. Back in the day where a bunch of indie developers could just publish their games on Xbox's marketplace and you could buy them. One I remember doing a review on years and years ago, back in like 2013, that I actually enjoyed was called Saturn 9, and it was a very much sci-fi horror walking simulator, as you will. Just like this game, except way better. This game, though, is like Slender Man before Slender Man, and I think before Slender Man, 2009? Probably before Slender Man. Really, really shit. Flashlight horror game with the cheapest jump scares that money could buy, obviously. I think that the developers of this game basically paid the director of these movies just to use the images of these characters. There are some parts in the game where Kayako looks really cool in the way that she comes out in a cutscene, but other than that, everything else is garbage. When Toshio jumps up, literally sometimes it's like whack-a-mole. You're just walking and randomly, just woo, woo, just pops up out of nowhere. It's not scary. It's not creative. It's just dumb. And that's the big part of this game. This game, you may be saying to yourself right now, or about to type a comment right now, why is this guy complaining? Obviously, this is a kid's game. No, it's not a kid's game. This game is rated M for mature for adults. This is a game that was marketed for adults that were fans of this movie. So, yeah, I get it. If you watch the review or if you've ever played the game, it looks like a game that was made for a 5th grader to play with their friends during a sleepover. Not for someone who's 18 and up to play and get scared at. It's overall insulting and it's stupid, especially because this was a game that was supposed to be the 10-year anniversary marker of the Grudge series coming out. The director of the film was brought on as a consultant, I guess, but the only thing he did was shoot the opening cutscene, that's live action, mind you, that you saw of the game. That's really nothing. It's just B-roll. It's B-roll of outside of the house, inside of the house, a random scene that I think was taken straight out of the movie, to be honest with you, of Kayako in the window and then the door slamming, and that's it. His other role of helping with the game was telling the developers to make sure that they program Kayako to move like she does in the movie. So, other than that, no relevance into helping with this game, and it shows. Other things I didn't talk about in the game when it comes to mechanics. At the beginning, you get to choose whether you're a guy or a girl, and for some weird fucking reason, it asks you for your zodiac sign. Almost like if you ever played the PS4 game Until Dawn, where they try to tailor your game experiences to whatever knowledge they can get out of you from the game, asking you your birth, what you're most scared of, giving you options or whatever, to try to tailor the game to make it more scary. This just asks you if you're a guy or a girl and your zodiac sign, and guess what? None of it fucking matters, because at the end of the game, when you're given your score of how scared the game thought you were, the only thing that changes is if you chose to be a guy, it gives you like this very sarcastic message at the end, basically telling you, oh, you should be more braver, because if you're more braver, girls will want to sleep with you, kind of thing. It doesn't say that, but it implies that. It's like, oh, you should be more braver. It'll impress the ladies. And then if you're a woman, it says like something stupid like, what, did you need Prince Charming to save you, or something stupid like that. I don't understand what the zodiac sign thing had to do with anything. But yeah, and the other thing about the messages is it doesn't fucking matter how well or how bad the game thought you did as far as being scared and the time taken to complete the level, because the messages never change. The only thing that changes is the little scare meter that you see at the end of every level. The next thing about the game that really doesn't make any sense is the collectibles. What is the point of finding the collectibles in the game? There is none. It is to pad the game out more, just like everything else. The whole reason the game even takes like 4 hours to beat, or maybe 3.5, but 4 hours to beat, is because your character walks so fucking slow that it's like they have braces on their legs and they're like, or to collect batteries for your stupid flashlight. And I was talking about the collectibles and I started talking about how slow the character walks. Everything about this game is pretty much bad. Namesake alone. The best thing about this game is the cover art for the game. It makes it look way scarier than it is. And if you look at the cover art that I'm going to display right now for the PAL version, it looks fucking retarded. It looks stupid. It looks like a game made for a kindergarten, like you're playing peekaboo or hide and seek or some shit. And that's what you feel like in this game. It's like you're playing peekaboo with Toshio and Kayako the whole fucking time. Or if you ever had friends, you go out at night and you play flashlight tag. That's what it fucking felt like. So the main enemy of the game, you may think, oh, Kayako, you may think Toshio, you may even think the dad character that was in the movie you saw at the very end. No, he's not even in the game. No, the biggest enemy in this game that pads the game out and never seems to end, it's in every level, are the stairs. The stairs are the biggest enemy in this game. When I said in the review, I've seen Resident Evil characters take on a stair set with more finesse, I really mean it. And I'm talking about the old Resident Evil games where you have tank controls and they're walking up like this. You know, or a loading screen where you just see the stairs and you just see the stairs coming at you. You go up those faster in the loading screen than you do in this game. For a character who's supposed to be scared and you have a run function, but it doesn't do anything. You move from going like this fast to this fast. Did you see any difference? Because there's really not any. And every time you go up the stairs, it doesn't matter. The run function doesn't work, so you're going up the stairs at like half speed all the time. And sometimes you have to transcend stair sets over and over and over again in one level. Now, talking about having to do levels, the motion controls for the Wii are beyond horrible. Beyond horrible. There are times in this game, because they didn't use the actual motion sensor for the Wii, they used the freaking accelerator thing that's in the Wii. So the little rumble pack thing down here, that's what they used. Stupid idea. Like your calibration thing is what that is down there. That's what they use instead of the sensor. There are parts in this game where you literally have to wag the remote, like you saw in the review. You look like you're jerking off the remote, but you have to wag the remote in order to not die in this QuickTime event that appears. And if for some reason the rumble pack thing doesn't work, you die immediately. And there's no checkpoints in the game, so you start over at the very beginning of the stage. Hence, making you recollect batteries, because if you run out of batteries in the game, you automatically die. And if and you have to go up all the fucking stairs over and over again. So it makes it even more painful. I seriously died on the fourth stage, the one before you get to the Saki house or whatever it's called, the house from the movie, over and over again. I can't tell you how many times, probably 10 times. I made it seem less dramatic in the actual review, but I died like 10 times because the thing just wouldn't trigger the QuickTime event by me swinging the remote like a fucking madman. And by the 10th time, I was just ready to just destroy the game at that point because I was so annoyed. I think what annoys me the most about this is that I love this movie. I really, really do love this movie. It took me to be an adult. When I saw this in high school, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's pretty scary for what it was. You know, it's not like you're super scared, but you understand that it's way better than what the American version could ever offer. And it's really, really cool. And after seeing this, you know, I went and rented Ringu, which is the Japanese original version of The Ring. Really like that as well. I like Ju-on way better, but it's so insulting to the franchise it's supposed to represent. Why the fuck would you take a well-known and beloved horror franchise and decide, you know what, I'm gonna do experimental controls that haven't been done with any other fucking Wii game before, and make the character, every time they try to turn around a corner, all of a sudden the controls start freaking out. Your character will start just waving the flashlight in every direction, and you're sitting there struggling trying to get them to center back on the screen because the fucking the rumble pack thing in there just keeps moving around on its own. Really fucking annoying. This game could have been something on the level of Fatal Frame. You could have made a Grudge game on the PlayStation 2 and it would have been as good as a Fatal Frame game if you would have stuck to traditional survival horror. And it probably would have been something that would have been really revolutionary at the time, to make sure, before Heavy Rain came out, mind you, that your main characters, as attached as they're going to make you feel to them that you're playing as, they're all going to die. And that's what they should have done on the PlayStation 2. They should have given you a survival horror game based on this movie franchise where they make you really invested in the characters that you're playing as, or one character, and they die at the fucking end. They die terribly, just like everyone dies terribly at the end of these films, the way it should be. That would have been something to brag about. That would have been something that would have gotten a great game review, and people still would be talking about, you know what? This game nobody fucking remembers. This game nobody talks about. I probably have one of the very few videos on the internet that's actually reviewing this game. This game's so obscure that anybody that I ever have talked to, and that's including my friends in the hardcore horror film circles, don't know that there was a fucking video game based on The Grudge. The only reason I know about it is because I was recently re-watching this, and I was like, you know what? I really wonder if this was ever a video game, because in my mind, the PS2 idea was sticking out in my head. And of course, I see the thing on the Wii and I'm like, it's the Wii. I fucking really don't really care about the Wii. I never cared about the Wii, really. But it's a horror game and it's based on The Grudge. It can't really be that bad, can it? Well, it's that bad. And the price tag that this game demands is just... it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. This game may be a rare title at this point. Maybe there wasn't a lot of copies of this game made, but I can guarantee you, it's not worth the money. It's not worth the money. I really feel like just selling the game and recuperating money, because I feel like that's how shitty this game is. It should be a $5 game to a dollar that you'd see always on sale on Steam or on the Xbox or the Nintendo store or whatever. Always. It should always be that cheap, no matter what. I think for the final part of this, it's just really sad. I was expecting this game to be not like super great. I mean, just because it's on the Wii, but I didn't expect it to be, you know, some shovelware crap, just trying to capitalize on this film franchise. I never expected that. And I know video game film adaptations are not very good when it comes to video games, but still, the Grudge is so obscure, it almost makes you wonder, like, oh, this could be good. This could be good, like a Fatal Frame or a Resident Evil or a Kuon on PS2. But it's not anything like that. I've played, you know, these shitty games before, like White Noise, Saturn 9, Slender Man, and while those games aren't great, they're better than this Grudge game altogether. And it's a real shame. It really is a terrible, terrible shame. And the fact that more people won't be able to play this because the game's fucking expensive is ridiculous. I want more people to be able to play this and experience how shitty it is than oh, let's waste the money and see if this game is good. My excuse for doing stuff like that is because I love horror games, I love horror movies, and I was like, oh, this will make a cool video. Let alone, I'm completely let down and not praising this game at all. In the end, I think this goes without saying that huge price tags or expensive price tags on obscure games doesn't mean that the games are good. And if you're a collector out there, stay away from this. Stay away from this game. Don't waste your money on it. It's really, really not worth it. And Exceed and AQ Interactive, I mean, what a joke. I mean, what a joke. You had gold here. You had gold. And you had an exclusive deal with Nintendo to make a horror game? How often does that ever fucking happen? You don't ever hear Nintendo giving exclusive deals to people to make horror games on their system. So, I don't know, you fucked up. You fucked up bad. And, yeah, guys, this was just my aftermath video. And if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe. I'd like to know your comments and thoughts on the videos. And, yeah, if you ever get a chance to play this game, let me know. But don't waste your money. This is Forrest. This is Retro or Die. I'll see you later.